We're going to be working in geometry today, and before we start, let's just set up a couple of things. We want the view to include the algebra. We'd also like maybe less rounding. We really don't need the labelling of everything, just new points. We'll close this screen because we don't need it anymore. Over here we're going to construct a triangle, and we're going to investigate the sum of the angles of that triangle. So we now have a triangle ABC. We're going to measure the angles. It's important that you hit them in an anti-clockwise direction. If you don't get it, then we can always just unclick it and start again. Go in the opposite direction, for example. If I found the wrong angle, I can undo and I can click in the opposite direction and it will find the internal angle. I now have the three angles, and GeoGebra has measured them as alpha, beta and gamma. We can now use a function where we actually are going to add alpha, beta and gamma using our keyboard here. So I use equals to tell GeoGebra to add. I find alpha plus, I find beta plus, I find gamma, and I can now tell it to work that out. And interestingly, that has actually added it up to 180. So these current three angles add to 180. If I press the select tool, I can now move anything inside my shape. These will change, but interestingly this hasn't changed, which might be showing us an important theorem. We're then going to use the text box to help us show this to be true, and press advanced. And what we want to do is show that angle A, B and C, so I can get an angle symbol here, A plus angle B plus angle C equals, now I'm going to try and find A is actually alpha. So if I go into the GeoGebra tool and find the actual angle alpha, it will add it to the angle beta and then to the angle gamma. Now we actually added alpha plus beta and it was the GeoGebra object delta. So we go over here and we show that it's going to equal delta. I now press OK. I can see my sum here. When I move this tool, everything's changing. The one thing that doesn't seem to be changing is the sum of those three angles.